Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 2 in the series between ToD versus MarineKing here on Whirlwind LE. ToD spawning under the name Yon M here on the top right hand side of the map as the blue Protoss. Meanwhile, we have MarineKing or Xiao something, I guess, yeah, Xiao. I don't know what that actual character is. Anyways, as the red Terran over here on the bottom right as well. This is going to be Whirlwind. And with the number of spawning locations, I think this is actually going to favor Marine's particular style. You can see that he is already going to go ahead and set up a supply depot there. He is double rallying many of these SCVs, making sure to mine as quickly as possible here. Very, very easily done. And then he is not doubling up, not quite sure why, but he should be able to go for a command center first if he in fact chooses. Meanwhile, we'll see what ToD goes this time around. ToD had opted to go for a gateway first and then quickly found that he needed to apply some early pressure. He did move out with a zealot, and with that early zealot did in fact get 2 SCV kills, but beyond that it didn't get all too much. You can see that he's still training up SCVs here. I don't see the Q, unfortunately, but it is looking like a command center first build. Now, command center first, obviously an economic build, as at the same time we are looking at ToD, who will be scouting this out. This has been 2 for 2 now, and he is going to perhaps take down this scouting or this building SCV, and it is going to force a little bit more resources to come out. All right, there is the probe once more. ToD going to go ahead and try to zap at that SCV. SCV going to take a little bit of damage. However, the probe does need to transfer back over and will continue to deal that damage there. You can see 2 new SCVs being brought over, and MarineKing must just be thinking that he has bad luck so far, as the probe and the SCV are going to be duking it out. And you see that the probe is going to back away, regenerate some hit points, and then perhaps try and engage against the SCV again. The probe does regenerate some hit points there. Now going to go back over. We may see a little bit of a swap here as a new SCV being brought over as well. And so far, this is pretty much a recreation of what we saw in the previous game. 15 points of damage on that SCV as we are going into a Nexus now. ToD decided to not go for the early zealot, and he will not get those early kills, as we can see that there is another engagement here. Once again, all this SCV needs to do is hit return cargo, and it will be able to make it. Oh, is it going to be able to make it? Yes, going to go ahead and drop that off there, as the probe is now backing off. The probe out for some SCV blood, but it doesn't look like it will work at all, as the SCVs now just rallying here. So far, nicely done. You can see a third barracks already being placed down. This is all off of no gas so far. So all of this off of no gas, now going into double refineries, as he is upping his barracks production. Triple barracks. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what ToD is going for. ToD is going for assimilators. 3 probes were idling by, not harvesting anything whatsoever, as we still don't know what to expect coming out from MarineKing. Now, MarineKing has been favoring bio against Protoss players. That is a very, very standard strategy. You can see that there are 3 barracks now just constantly training, 1 tech lab added as well, and this is going to be a very, very heavy marine composition. We could see STIM researched relatively early, and then with a handful of Marines, perhaps 12 to 16, we could see a move out with these Marines to try and challenge. The reason why this group of Marines would be able to challenge his opponent right now, you can see that ToD is focusing much on his economy with 31 probes compared to 27 SCVs, continuing to chrono boost out these workers until he does get 16 probes on each of these mineral patches. So far though, STIM is still quite a ways away. Marine production starting to get into the double digits. There's 10 with 3 more. And now that we do have a good even dozen, are we going to see these Marines now perhaps march out across the field? Perhaps not anytime soon. You can see that MarineKing still does not know where his opponent has spawned. So he's going to sit back, believing that his economic first opening is going to not put him too far behind. He also knows that his opponent could in fact be going a very, very heavy tech build. And there are a lot of units, perhaps a single Colossus with some Zealots that could really take down this group of Marines if caught out in the open field. Double Marine, double Marauder production now also coming underway. This style much more common during the Wings of Liberty, as we should be seeing a starport with a reactor being added on momentarily. There you go. There is that lone Marine now running off to the north. Hallucinated Phoenix now coming in from two different sides, as the probe is still trying to do a bit of scouting. Let's see, the Marine and the probe are not going to scout each other here, as the Phoenix does fly here. Gonna be doing a little bit of roundabout flying, and it does survive. Nope, does finally get taken down there, as we are seeing a Stalker and a Marine going after a little bit of a bloodbath. Poor Marine, not realizing that you cannot outrun a Stalker. Perhaps should have just turned around, started shooting and saying, hey, at least I got rid of some of your shields. Marines now on the move. You can see the robotics bay is being added. Colossus will be a bit delayed. Plenty of minerals and gas though, and that is not something you you want to see. So far though, ToD is doing a great job. Another round of warp in, as the Marines are now coming in. Okay, units are all getting in position. There are those sentries. Stalkers and sentries are now ready to go, as they come up that ramp. There you go. There is one Marauder. There's some force fields. Zealots now just engaging there. That is not a good fight for them, as the sentries do have Guardian Shield. The Marauders and the Marines pushing their way up. 3 force fields, normally enough here, as we are not getting a chrono boost out onto that robotics facility just quite yet. Photon overcharge is ready to go. You can see that we are trying to train up another unit there. The photon overcharge just within range on that ramp. If the units try to poke up their head, that is going to buy time for not only the Colossus, but a second photon overcharge if necessary. There is that factory foresight up onto the high ground here. More Zealots are being added, and these Marines cannot try and charge up this ramp here. Simply too much damage in combination with the Nexus and that Mothership Core. There is that, oh, a beautiful time warp there, as the Marauders and the Marines unable to escape. The Colossus is right there as well, getting in some beautiful shots. ToD doing a great job, but however, forcing a retreat with the Zealots, as another unit does get taken down. The medevacs arrived to the party just in time to heal much, but not having the extended thermal lance range and not chrono boosting out that second Colossus perhaps was a major mistake. He caught MarineKing for just a moment, and he really needed to capitalize on it. Couldn't capitalize on it now, as the Marines and the Marauders are now looking to come in again. A second Colossus is now ready. The factory will get taken down very, very easily. There is a photon cannon off over there, as we're now going to see the engagement. There's the force field. Colossus quickly focused down. Another Colossus could get focused down here, as the Colossus is still racking up the kills though. Up to 18. Beautifully played, as the Terran now down 500 resources. No! A quick turnaround of events there, losing that Colossus, making that exchange completely even, unless you count this factory getting taken down here. That factory getting lost. However, one starport with a reactor, all you really need until you get up onto 3 bases. Otherwise, your medevac production cannot in fact keep up with double reactor starports. So far, we still have not seen a Nexus be placed down at the 1 o'clock position in the center portion of the map. And also, we can see that the orbital command is already in play by MarineKing. Building that additional orbital command while engaging was clutch, as it will give him the economic advantage, as Marauders and Marines are now cleaning up proxy pylons across the map. Medevacs and the Marauders here acting as a little bit of defense. You can see MarineKing just really hoping there's going to be a little bit of lull in the action here, slowing down in terms of the game, as we are now looking at, do we have extended thermal lance range upgrade? No way for me to tell, since this interface does not allow me to see the range of the attack. Alright, a little bit of a confusion there. Meanwhile, High Templars are ready, now warping in. Nope, I cannot click on this either to head over there. Alright, so, wait, no, I can do that, but I can't. Oh, can I click here? Nope, I can't click there. Alright, just looking at this new interface and trying to figure out all that I can do. Also, someone said that, I'll ask you guys. You guys said that there's a cool zoom out feature. I haven't really seen it yet. So, is it Z? Oh, wow. I can zoom out a little bit more. And it will probably drop my frames for a second. But here, there we go. Marauders and Marines now coming in again. And it's going to try and take down this Nexus. Nexus will get canceled. Meanwhile, the Marauders and the Marines is going to clean up some of these pylons. A large attack force now coming in down the middle here. There are a wall of supply depots, and we may have a little bit of a flank here as another pylon does get taken down. Orbital Command in position. Medevacs now making their way over. Marauders and Marines are in position here, and with my computer trying to draw so much at the same time, I may actually fall below 30 frames a second during large fights. My apologies, but you guys get to see more. We are going to be seeing a little bit of a drop inside the main. There you go. Zealots now coming in. They are... What? Why did that Zealot... Oh, High Templar coming in. Beautiful Psystorm there. Destroying many worker kill count up to 13. And now, let's take a look at the supply, or the worker count, 56 to 57. Nice little bit of exchange there as we are now going into the extended thermal lance range. Nexus is being added here at the 3 o'clock position. A very gutsy move as the Marauders and the Marines are going to simply walk up this ramp and challenge. Scanner sweep, though, does reveal much as the Marauders and the Marines are going to spot that there is a cancellation here. Marauders and Marines making sure that ToD cannot set up another base. And he may just try and siege his opponent. We'll see what will happen. Perhaps the Warp Prism can drop a probe off to the 12 o'clock position in order to set up that expansion. Meanwhile, you can see 4 medevacs ready to set up another drop now coming into play. Scanner sweep, though, does see a High Templar in position. Psystorm ready to go. And what is going to be happening? All right, there is the flyby on the far side. The Zealots getting into position. There is one High Templar there. And are we going to perhaps see some Psystorm? There it is. No, there is one. Are we going to see another Psystorm? There's 2 as the Archons are now merging in together. Meanwhile, a large battle at the bottom here. Where to focus all your attention as we see a 2,000 bank coming in from MarineKing, which will allow him to really come out ahead. All right, here you go. There's the recall back home. And there is a large fight all of a sudden as all the medevacs need to get away. A feedback onto 1 as the medevacs now trying to fly back down as the Marauders and the Marines are going to be regrouping at the natural expansion. It looks like this will be the last leg for ToD. ToD does not have that much after losing many of his main base buildings and now his natural expansion. Psystorm comes in, but a little bit too late. Feedbacks come across a couple of medevacs as well. Are the Stalkers going to be able to blink? No. The research is not yet done as more Archons being added. It is going to be a 3-base Terran versus a 1-base Protoss. Currently 0 bases actively mining. This is going to put MarineKing in a superior advantage. You can see that his production has not slowed down. He did have a 2,000 bank for quite some time, but I do believe he is still queuing up a lot more units, double queuing across all of these barracks here. You can see the 8 barracks, all of them in action right now, trying to train up more and more units, and this is just going to be absolutely a bloodbath in the next fight. Army supply 100 versus 54. Income looking at 2,400 versus 1,000 minerals. I do not see how ToD can get back into this with what he's currently got. Even with crazy micro, I don't think that this Marine Marauder army can be stopped with what's on the field. There's the Psystorm. There's the Archons now pushing in. All right, a very good trade so far. More Psystorm. This is looking actually very good, but the Colossus now getting focused down. No more energy, and without any more energy, that means no more Psystorm. Let's take a look at the losses. Losses still much higher for the Protoss as the Colossus now trying to back off here. ToD without a Psystorm to that Templar's name, and I believe that will be the GG. There you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed Game 2. Please stay tuned for Game 3.